consultants and medical politics, as you know, is on many occasions worse and more severe than political politics, if you like. But we are committed to that, and that's going to require some very, I think, hard and difficult negotiations. But we believe that the consultant's contract signed by Mary Harney is not the way that it should be. And Dr. Riley has explained to us at the Fine Gael front bench his own belief in that. He's also said that we would look at the question of the doctor's contract, some of which he negotiated himself. I want to say, in respect of Fine Gael being in government and in respect of Leitrim, as I said earlier on, the Fine Gael will see to it that the next commission looks at the question of reducing Dáil numbers by 20. The way it's operated now, since constituencies used to be gerrymandered, is that an independent commission is set up under the chairmanship of a High Court judge, takes the clerk of the Dáil, the clerk of the Shannon, and so on, and they look at the census of population and make recommendations on constituency changes. I'm well aware from the representations we've had from Leitrim for many years about how this has impacted on Leitrim people and upon their feeling about their county being split asunder. I know that when I was representing the old Mayo West constituency as 2-3s, a portion of Galway came into the South Mayo constituency, and they were like two different worlds, because the Galway people, naturally enough, tended to go to Galway, and the Mayo people tended to go towards their own traditional area. So it's a question. I don't want to give a commitment to say that you can write in an amendment to say that you have specific counties held as specific entities. But we look at one of the things that we want to do is to appoint a citizens committee of 100 citizens from around the country, picked at random, who would look at the electrical system as it currently is and make their recommendations as ordinary people. And that's an issue that obviously would come into play from that point of view. I take your point about the primary schools, the sadness of people leaving. One of the things that Fine Gael are committed to is to retaining the pupil-teacher ratio at the level that it's at, and that means that even with our readjustment in the public services, we'll still be employing 2,500 extra teachers, because if you don't get that right, then you fail the future. And as far as I'm concerned, a bit like Magnus Magnusson, I've started so I'll finish. And the thing is that I actually believe that through all of these difficulties, this presents us with a brilliant opportunity to sort out so many things that have gone wrong in our country for the last 15 or 20 years. This is a unique opportunity to get it right for once and for all. And while there are some difficult days ahead and some obstacles lying in our way, I know the path to a better future for our country, and that is to sort out our fiscal problems, sort out our budgetary problems, sort out our manufacturing competitiveness, competency again. And from that point of view, we'll be able to lead our people to a brighter and a better future. And I thank you all for attending in huge numbers here in the bush tonight in Colleague Drumarush, and thank you for this important information that you've given to me as part of this general election campaign. We look forward to coming back to meeting you again, hopefully in a different category. Thank you very much.
Participation. Just before we go, I want two very brief contributions from our two deputies here. Deputy Dennis Malcolm.
Thanks very much, Chairman. I will be brief. There's a young lady down there that's very tired, so I'm not going to hold her here any longer. But I just want to say very briefly, first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight. And I want to say that Fine Gael is committed to reforming this economy, to have a new economy that's focused on what we're good at. And in this particular constituency, what we're good at is in relation to tourism, in relation to our agri-food sector, and in relation to our own small indigenous businesses. And in relation to agriculture, we want to support farm incomes by giving farmers a fair price for their food, by securing their income in relation to the single farm payment and providing them with new sources of income that they don't have at the moment. And here in Carrick-on-Shannon, we're in the home of the tourism industry in this constituency, and we want to reduce employers' taxes and remove the anti-tourism taxes that have been introduced by the present government. And finally, in relation to small business, we need to support small businesses. We need to get credit going, and Fine Gael has committed to putting a loan guarantee scheme in place and dealing with the issue of government not releasing money to small businesses that are owed money. I had a small business this morning who was owed €300,000 for 5 public contracts. They owe €52,000, and that family with 3 small children are about to lose their home because they cannot get access to the public monies where they have already delivered on their part of the contract and the money isn't forthcoming to them. So what we need is a system in this country where people that want to work have the opportunity to get it. Those that are in work can have a viable job that actually pays them, and those that cannot work are getting the help that they need from society, and those that aren't prepared to work are penalised. But this country has a decision to make on the 25th of February next. There is a referendum that people have to decide on. We are a party with detailed plans. We have a future. We wanted to provide hope to the people of this country. It's up to each and every one of you to decide whether you want us to deliver on those plans. I hope that you will decide in our favour by putting your votes into the ballot box on the 25th of February next. Thank you all for coming out here tonight, and thank you, Enda Kenny, for coming here.
Just a moment for levity. I know a lot of people saw what happened there. I'd like to apologise on his behalf. He's going through a lot right now. I know him well. He wasn't supposed to be in here. He came down the car with me, and he's going through a lot. And he wasn't targeting at you, Enda, per se. He's just venting, and it's just the place to put it. So I apologise. Thank you very much.
People like Bobby on a regular basis. Thank you for that contribution. So people understand. No,
I'd just like to take the opportunity to reiterate some of the comments that many people have been saying about how you're a brave, kind man, a figure that's going to lead this country. He's going to lead it well, he's going to lead it strong. As you said, you're the daddy of the dog. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much. I certainly think the debate on TV3 wasn't exciting as here tonight. And I'd like to welcome to Carrick-on-Shannon, the heart of Roscommon and South Leitrim constituency. And your visit here tonight reflects the hunger for change to fix the many problems that are affecting us here. Carrick is just a stone's away from the border in Roscommon, and like our tussles with Mayo in football, we've had our great GA tussles with Leitrim. But we have been united to ensure that we can select and elect 2 Fine Gael TDs to get you, Enda, back in government and teaching of this great country. I am angry, the same as you are, the same as Bobby is, that we have surrendered financial independence and sovereignty to the IMF. I'm also angry that we have 500,000 people unemployed. I'm also angry that we have allowed our brightest and our best to emigrate from this country. And I'm also angry that it's a stressing environment when I've gone to doors that we've seen so many people who made huge contributions to society, huge contributions to this country, and now they don't have food to put on the table. That is a disgrace. It should change. And I want to say that we will take on the vested interests, we'll take on the cosy cartels, and we'll fix the cronyism that ruined our country. We have to be honest. We must listen to the people. John Gormley didn't listen to the turf cutters. And what we have now is we had people who couldn't touch turf But I can tell you in Fine Gael, we will cut turf this year. Because we will listen to the people, we will work with the people, but we'll be open and transparent. Just finally I want to say, Bobby has expressed a lot of the fears of each and every one of you. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to Bobby, because that's what Fine Gael will do. We will listen to him. Thank you. I want to finish by saying, Carrick-on-Shannon is the centre of a very, very vibrant region. As a county councillor, I delivered 12 million to Lockheed Forest Park in opposition, and by God has made a big difference in this area. Enda, with you, I'll deliver an awful lot more to Roscommon. Just finally, the challenges we have are great. Together we can work to make this change. This is the party with the plan, but politicians must lead by example. Politicians must reform themselves, and politicians must change themselves, because then the people will listen, but we will lead. And thank you very much for coming here tonight. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure to chair this meeting here tonight. I think it's been a hugely successful night, and it's a wonderful concept. And it's been your night, and I want to thank you for your participation and the many people who posed questions. If I wasn't able to get to everybody, I apologise for it. But I want to particularly thank Enda Kenny. This man is putting in at least 16-hour days. He was in Fitzwilliam Place in Dublin this morning at 10 o'clock. Went to Mullingar, to Athlone, to Roscommon, to Luntford and to Boyle. We don't know where this man gets his energy from, but he has all of the qualities that are required by the Taoiseach in the difficult times that we're in. And I think any of you will be listening to him talking to us here for the last 2 hours. He is not fazed by any subject or by anything that has been raised. And he's going to be an outstanding Taoiseach for all of the country, but particularly for areas west of the Shannon who deserve their break and who will get their break under Enda Kenny. Thank you very much. Safe home to everybody.
Enda.
I